Some of us talking about agriculture, but I find out we guys.
All right, in the background there, Mighty Dragon with Practice Agriculture, and part of what we're going to be talking about today with our guest, yes, includes sustainable agricultural practices, getting involved in agribusiness, and so much more. That said, let's extend a warm welcome to Ms. Tameka Lee. She is the Project Monitoring and Evaluation Officer there for the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center, GCIC, long name. And joining her from the local side, she's Jamaican, and her first time visiting. So we want to say a really, really warm welcome to Tameka. And
Thank you so
joining
much.
her, you're welcome, joining her, Miss Michelle Henry, Public Relations Officer at the Institute of Private Enterprise Development, familiarly known as IPED.
Correct.
Ladies.
Hi, guys.
Good afternoon, and really once more a warm welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you for having
And
us.
it's even more special, when we have women at the helm of, these particular exercises, technology and agriculture. The sky is really the limit. And this is not to take away anything from our men folk, but
Not at all.
yeah, but it's good to have the women there. So IPED partnering with CCIC. CCIC. Now let's get to, unless there is, we've introduced you, what your designations are, and your bit you'd want to say about yourselves before we get going with the program. All right, well, what you do, why you're involved in this particular area. Perhaps that might be interesting. Yes, let's give our guest, and then we'll have Michelle. Tameka, why this area for you?
Well, climate change is a very topical issue, and I see it as something that is affecting us on a global scale. And of course, I would like to play my part, right? And apart from that, I like to see sustainable businesses, grow and, from the idea stage to the commercialization stage. So we try to marry both of them at the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center. So we are really looking to build sustainable businesses, and as it relates to businesses impacting climate change.
Okay, and so you're responsible for monitoring and evaluating some of these processes.
So I monitor and evaluate the overall initiative, the project, and as well as our entrepreneurs that we have in our portfolio.
Okay.
To monitor their progress and to track the impact that the CCIC is making across the Caribbean.
All right, are you enjoying this?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
All right, well, they always say if you enjoy what you do, you haven't worked a day yet.
Exactly.
So you've still many more days to not work, girl. So, Michelle, IPED has seen it fit to collaborate with CCIC. Tell us why, and maybe a little bit for those. We hear of IPED often, and we know that you're into loans and so on, and different business ideas. So is this the new venture for you, partnering with CCIC?
Well, yes, it is. But IPED has always tried to support sustainable businesses. And in so doing, this is the perfect initiative for us to really get entrepreneurs on board and have their businesses develop in such a way that they're sustainable and not harmful to the environment.
All right, so IPED is there, ready to go with this collaboration.
Yes, we're performing as the coordinator on the ground along with CCIC in this local chapter.
Okay,
Right.
Good.
And if I might add that the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center, right, it's an initiative of the World Bank, and it's funded by the Government of Canada. And it's been executed by two leading organizations across the Caribbean. You have the Scientific Research Council in Jamaica and the Caribbean Industrial Research Institute in Trinidad and Tobago. And we have hub partners across the Caribbean. So IPED is actually our hub partner for Guyana.
Okay.
So that is why we are actually partnering with IPED. Right.
All right. So now we have that background, and we know why all this is happening. Hats off to IPED. So you get going with, let's talk about who some of the participants, who would be attracted to this project. Michelle.
Okay, so the persons who are into the agricultural based or businesses in Guyana that have, some form of climate or environmental initiative. Agribusiness, as you know, it's one of our main components or main business sectors in Guyana. So those type of persons are who we're looking for. If you just have an idea where it's a business that is sustainable and it helps the environment, because we have so many different issues, and this is where the idea generation session is going to come in, that can either tackle waste management or water management, things like that. Persons who manage in those areas or have businesses in those areas.
All right. Yes.
So if I might add to that as well, so we are targeting engineers, university students who
Correct.
are business minded, so they want to start a business. Those who have existing businesses, right, and want to take it up to the next notch, take it to the commercialization stage, or if they need assistance in terms of the business education aspect, those we are inviting those persons to come along as well to our boot camp. And also just about anyone who has an idea that can really impact the environment, in a positive way, right? And your business idea should be in the sectors such as, agribusiness, water management, waste management, renewable energy, and recycling and those sort of things. So we are looking for innovative ideas really in those sort of areas.
So this is a really good time for our UG students, the University of Guyana students, to really get on board. Sometimes they might have thought of an idea when they're in class and they haven't really gotten the opportunity or the event to really push that out there. This is the opportune time.
All right. Well, persons, this whole thing about a business idea, persons want to tend to hold ideas that they might have, clutch it to their breast.
So much
we
about
know.
that.
Yes. Okay, so you're smiling. What would you say to these persons, about coming on board? Don't have it there, shelf it, keep it to yourself, because you'll need to come up with it. You'll need funding. Now let's talk about this.
Definitely. So if you have an idea, it's not good to just hug it up. Come to the boot camp, to present your idea, pitch your ideas to investors, or judges, and all of those people who will help, the mentors as well, who will help to guide you, in terms of helping you to advance your business idea, making it into a sustainable business. So don't just hug it up. Come on out and let us hear about it, and we'll help you to build on it. The other participants also can help you to really advance this idea. So, and IP rights, that's intellectual property rights, will also be respected during the boot camp as well. So don't be afraid to let us hear your business idea. And a business idea alone, cannot do anything, without some work behind it, building a sustainable business model around it and all of those things. It's nothing without all of those.
Okay. Well, thanks so very much, Tameka, for making that so clear. If you've just tuned in to A Better World, our guest, Ms. Tameka Lee, Project Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, and Ms. Michelle Henry, Public Relations Officer at the Institute of Private Enterprise Development, IPAD. And it's all about this I'm excited about this project, because thinking ahead, climate change, how we deal with it, adaptation. You talk about water management. If our farmers don't understand what's happening with the climate, even though we have just 2 seasons, either sun or rain, but now we're seeing that it's no longer that. It's no longer that.
Exactly.
So the challenges are many.
It's
yes,
been
they
really
are
hot
varied.
lately, hasn't it?
Yes. So ideas to help to manage what's happening with our climate while keeping it green, keeping it clean. That's the other.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the clean part of all this that you're looking for, this exercise.
Okay. So in terms of clean tech, so that is why we want persons or the entrepreneurs to really come up with, business solutions that are environmentally friendly, right? So those that will tackle, for example, resource reuse efficiency, whether it's recycling the bottles, finding or repurposing furniture or something like that, make innovative things out of those, old materials, repurposing them and so forth. Water management, whether it's rainwater harvesting, those sort of things. Waste management, how we manage our waste, You have the biodigesters nowadays and bioseptic tank, which is done by the Scientific Research Council in Jamaica and so forth. So we encourage people to come up with innovations that are similar to these, to help us to manage our waste, turn them into cash, because, you can generate energy from waste, right?
Exactly.
So we want some of these innovations to really come out in our bootcamp, and as well as the idea generation sessions will help to, stimulate the mind for you to think about, solutions to the problems, the challenges that Guyana has been experiencing in terms of climate change and, changes in the weather conditions and so forth.
All right. Okay, any input from you here, Michelle? Yes, so how does one register? And we know that there's going to be a session beginning on tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 16th.
Right.
Yes, the idea generation session. Let's talk about this.
So at the idea generation session, right, it will take the format of a panel discussion. So we have some sector experts in wastewater management, renewable energy, and so forth. Those sector experts will actually be telling us about the challenges that are affecting Guyana in terms of climate change and as it relates to those various sectors, right? And the participants at the idea generation session will be charged with the responsibility of coming up with solutions to these challenges. And we might take those ideas that come out of the idea generation sessions, we might take those ideas and build sustainable businesses around them.
Okay.
And the idea generation session is tomorrow at the Tower Suite Hotel, right? And it starts at 2 p.m. and it will last until 4 p.m. And it's absolutely free. So we are expecting to see everyone there, right? Come on out, Guyana.
From 2 to 4, all right. Or
as it relates to registration, though,
yes,
you can come to the idea generation session and register for the bootcamp. We have persons who have registered before for the bootcamp, but we are still accepting persons. So you can come tomorrow at the idea generation session and register to attend the bootcamp, which begins on the 18th, and it will go up until the 20th, which is Sunday.
All right. So the idea generation session and panel discussion, that's free, so persons may go there and benefit. We're getting the idea here that there's a cost for the boot camp over the weekend. Yeah, let's talk about that. Put our listeners at ease so they can know what's expected of them.
All right, so imagine this event has so many sector experts, coming to give you this information, give you a rounded program, and it's only 2,000 Guyana dollars for your registration. That's all you're paying. We're even giving you snacks,
food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And that's all that you have to pay. So the value outweighs the cost that you're actually going to be paying. So if you don't take this opportunity now, I'm not sure when again it will come around.
I must mention that we have prizes, right?
Well, how can we forget about that?
How can we forget those, right? So the winner...
But actually, I did give the listeners a sneak peek. I said there's some award, but I did not say, I did not give amounts. Right? So those who were listening, would
listen up
tune
now.
For that. Yes.
Okay.
Listen up.
So for the prizes, right, for the best pitch, it's $1,000 US, right? Second place will get $500 US, and third place $250 US, right? So you're only paying 2,000 Guyanese dollars, and you can come out with $1,000 US, or $500 US, or $250 US.
But if you're not there, you would not be able to benefit.
Exactly. And I must let you know that the format of the boot camp, right? We have expert facilitators who will be giving you workshops. As the name suggests, boot camp. It's a very intense program, right? So we have workshops, we have mentorship session and coaching sessions. And we have expert mentors and coaches coming out to help to guide you as it relates to your, building out your business models, right? We have judges who you will pitch to at the end of the boot camp, right? On the Sunday, all the teams will pitch to judges who will decide who should win the grand prizes, right?
So these are team prizes.
Team prizes.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Oh,
So,
yes.
all stationery are provided at the boot camp. You get a T-shirt, you get a bag. You also get a certificate of participation at the end of the boot camp as well.
Okay.
Right.
Well, when we started off with Michelle, she said iPad, grabbed this opportunity with both hands, and we can see why. Because looking down the road, it can only augur well for our country's development, for
Definitely.
the development of the Caribbean.
Definitely.
Because climate change affects every country. We've got to learn from each other, and be sure, Tameka, that there are lessons that you would have already learned having to work with Trinidad, where not your hub, where your other center is, and the
Yes.
countries that have hubs.
Definitely. And I just want to add that there is an additional prize. So the winning team has the chance to advance into our Business Accelerator program, right? That's the CCIC Business Accelerator program. And in that program, you have a chance to receive up to $12,000 really to take your business to the commercialization stage.
Okay.
So we are all about building sustainable businesses, right? So come on out, Guyana. You can't afford to miss this one.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And as you said, Tameka, don't hug that idea, don't keep it there. You never know where it will take you. This is what it's all about. So our special guests, Ms. Tameka Lee and Ms. Michelle Henry. Perhaps we can do an overview as we get ready to wrap up, and why iPad, and you said, why you're aiding all this, but iPad, what's the next stage for iPad in this project, or perhaps yes, if you can say just yet, where's the next step after this for our?
Well, I think what will happen at the end of this whole session, these days long, is that people are now going to start be thinking of businesses, and of course, iPad is there with funding to help some of these entrepreneurs, these people who might be already in business, to generate their idea. Because what we do and why we partnered with CCIC as well is because we give advice. We just, don't throw out the money out there and let you go. We also give advice, which is free. So this is another form of how we would be able to get persons thinking about their businesses a little bit more, and it being on a sustainable level. Because yes, you could have an idea, yes, you could have a business or whatever, but is it sustainable? Can it carry you for the next maybe 5-10 years? And is it sustainable for the environment as well? Does it hinder any sort of environmental restrictions or anything like that? Does it affect the environment in any form? So we're there for the entrepreneurs, because we know if not everybody can win, the $1,000 US. So others will be looking for other ways of funding. So
Right,
we're
and
here.
it's not that it wouldn't also have good ideas.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So we'll be there to help them fashion and shape those ideas and bring it into fruition.
All right.
Right,
So
because just to add that, we're not going to leave those persons who have not been successful in the boot camp. We follow up with you,
Yes.
and you can also apply to enter into our accelerator program, whether or not you are a winner. Right? If you have a great business idea, you can always apply to enter into our accelerator program.
okay. So really, it's just the beginning. This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so very much. Any other bit you think you might have missed?
Not right now, but I
Okay.
just want to say, come on out tomorrow at the Tower Suite Hotel from 2 to 4. And that's the idea generation session. And the boot camp is on the 18th to the 20th. That's 18th, 19th, and 20th at the Tower Suite Hotel as well. And it starts on Friday at 2 p.m., right? And on Saturday and Sunday, it starts at 8:30 p.m. So come on out tomorrow and you'll hear more about the boot camp.
And get registered there.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Any parting comments, Michelle?
I just want to tell persons out there that, you know, this is a wonderful opportunity. Guyana is heading in a direction where we need to think sustainably, and we need to, you know, band together with the rest of the Caribbean in order to save our part of the world, you know. So
Yeah.
I just hope that this event gets people thinking not just about the money, but also about how we can, you know, build businesses that are sustainable and are environmentally friendly. So, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So the message continues to be spread about how important the environment is, and unless we protect it now, there will be nothing left for the generations to follow.
Got that right.
It's true.
All right.
Very true.
Ladies, we thank you for the energy, and we know this is renewable.
That's a good one.
So all the very best,
Thank you.
and enjoy. Do when you come on trips like these, you hardly get
Trust me,
time
I'm
to
so busy. I've
travel.
been so busy.
I know, but that's all right. But save what you can until
Definitely.
the next
Definitely.
time.
Thank you for having
Okay.
us.
Thank you so much for having us.
No problem. So let's tell you our guests, Ms. Tameka Lee, Project Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, and Ms. Michelle Henry, Public Relations Officer at IPED, the Institute of Private Enterprise Development. And they were telling us with so much energy and enthusiasm about a climate change startup bootcamp and the Idea Generation session that will be hosted by the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center, CCIC, in collaboration with IPED. All the very best once more. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.